she can moderate.
Ask away. Anything.
And
Or
stop.
talk about something that's on your mind, how you feel about where your life is.
So how is everybody doing?
Great.
Everyone's having a good day?
Yes.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, Gerard. Which other character would you like to play in Queer's Folk?
In your career?
Of the characters that that exist, or something
Yeah,
that I could make
exist.
up on my own?
No, exists.
Oh.
By Queer's Folk.
Melanie? No.
Well, I mean, no.
You must be pregnant.
By the end of the day, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Here's the funny thing. I guess the most obvious answer would probably have been Ryan, and maybe that's just because it's as close as to the Brandon character. But being able to come into the Sharon Glass. Being able to watch the show a bit, as when I knew I was cast, and then taping and filming and kind of meeting everybody, learning more about a few of them more than others, and then watching the show for the rest of the 5th season. I don't know, I saw a little bit of me and the stuff that I like to kind of touch on in a lot of the other characters. Justin's character had a lot of nice vulnerabilities that I really liked. He really played well. Bobby's character. It's hard to really say which character I would love. But I saw a lot of nice similarities in a couple of them.
What's their name?
Ben, Justin, Melanie.
What was
And
the
Sharon.
question?
If he could play any of the other characters on Queer's Folk,
Oh, wow.
which ones? Which
That's
is
cool.
actually a really good.
That's a great question. I love it. Throw away my cup.
Why? Anyone else?
Ryan, you came in late in the series, but were you following the series from the very beginning?
That's a good question too. I wasn't an every episode, every week fan. I had a lot of friends who are in the business. A very good friend of mine who loves the show. He's a director. He's probably spent a good 4.5 years telling me I needed to be on the show. You've got to watch this. You've got to.
That's
Do you know
funny.
Dave Dakota?
Who?
Dave Dakota.
No.
Do you remember a film? He just constantly was like, and just one of the many, you really should be on the show. It shoots in Canada, you're a Canadian actor, you're living in LA, you should really be. And I didn't really realize that this was coming to a head until he called me after I had, kind of made the announcement that it was happening, and he was like, I told you. And then it all dawned on me, I was like, oh my God, this is. So, I had been kind of watching. I picked up a couple episodes every season. I knew the characters somewhat. I knew the storyline somewhat. I got it. I got what the show was doing. But as soon as it started to click that this was happening, I jumped right in. I jumped right in and tried to pick up as much as I could. I went back. I watched as much as I could find. Back when people were renting and buying DVDs. That's so long ago. But. So I went back and I retraced after I realized what was happening with my life.
Oh, good. And in just meeting you today, you're so nice. You're so different from Brandon. It's like it's so weird seeing this. Yeah, you're so nice.
Well, when I cut my hair, for some reason. You know what they say? Wasn't it Hercules that said the power comes in the hair? Well, Brandon is the asshole just in the hair.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible. Just
It's
all
the
down.
Canadian thing. I swear, Canadians are the nicest people on the planet. Really?
I don't think either of them just said anything. They just like.
I said the Canadian
He
thing.
said,
Canadians are like, we love,
Canadians are
truly,
sweet, really
Canadians
sweet.
are the nicest, coolest. I was saying it right before, Matt, Canadians are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada's
Yeah.
a great country. Very
I've never
benevolent,
been
very
there.
kind, very good.
And for you, Michelle, I really liked all your styles that you went through, your haircuts, all the, well, don't laugh. No. I loved you with the short hair, and I loved all the jewelry that you wore. Very nice, and your outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we had a great stylist on the show.
Was that,
And,
Antosh?
And we were able to, yeah, and we were also able to collaborate and bring our own
Yeah,
thoughts.
Michelle's got really good stuff anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
I love clothes. Thank you, do I really?
You
Thank
do.
you.
Oh,
That's
come
sweet.
on.
I love him. I do, I
Well,
love
don't you guys
clothes.
just all love each other anyway?
Yeah, it was a
You
good
guys are all
show that
family.
attracted a lot of good people.
So, but mostly I see you with long hair, you know, so would you prefer short or long?
I miss my short hair right now.
Yeah?
And it's really hard for me not to chop it all off. Especially after I saw Robin Penn Wright in House of Cards with her short haircut, very chic.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not ready to do that. I did that in most of my 20s and part of my 30s, and now I'm going to do this for a while. No, I'll do short again when it's the right time, maybe in 5 years.
So you said you collaborated with the stylist in the show, so is some of that your jewelry and your clothes?
Yeah, I mean, some of it, I remember I really wanted to wear a great pantsuit, and, you know, we were having problems with budget, and I just went out and got this Dolce & Gabbana pantsuit and wore it for one of my business looks, and, yeah, I used to bring in stuff, definitely, and Patrick was amazing, too. I would definitely bring in ideas as well.
So is that the same for all of you guys? You could also bring in your own things and,
No, what I loved was that pretty much everything came from Banana Republic for Ben. So I got to keep a lot of stuff, which was awesome because it was stuff I would have worn. The only thing that was a little frustrating was that I like wearing black, and it was like basically black was a no, and I was like, no, that's Brian.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so there were
yeah.
certain color palettes that I had to
Yeah.
stick to, you know.
Oh, that's
that-
interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
did get, I remember.
and my haircut, like
Yeah.
it had to be distinguishable because
Oh my God,
because
yes.
we were different, you know, kind of alpha male type, and sort of needed to be very distinguishable. So
Well-
had to kind of stay in a different realm.
I remember one scene where you kind of looked like Brian. That was after you and Michael in the kitchen,
Huh?
and you came to the front door and the ladies were picketing or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that. Yeah, you were messed up. So.
Oh, well, yeah, that was post-coital.
Yes,
so-
that's why you look
so
like
this-
Brian.
That was after that
This is
the kitchen
post-coital.
sex.
Yes, yes, the kitchen
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah, that was a pretty memorable little scene.
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Let's think.
funny.
Mm.
Yeah. Then there's that. Yes, questions.
Yeah.
One.
Angie. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then you.
Okay.
Oh, me first? Okay,
Yeah.
my question is, if each one of you could play like your hero, who's your hero and who would you want to play like in a movie? Or
Oh, anybody. Anybody, right?
yeah, yeah.
Who's your, what are you?
Like, who's your hero and who would you want to play in a movie? Who is your hero? Would you want to play that character or that hero in a movie?
Wow.
Funny, my mind goes to so many different things. I mean, I've had ideas about Gloria Steinem or,
You know, I was thinking about that when I was thinking about my question. I was like, I know you like Gloria Steinem a lot, so I was like,
Oh, really?
You would be.
I mean, I thought about
Yeah.
that. I don't look enough like her. You know, I'd have to really do some stuff with the hair to pull it all off. And, but I think, to be honest with you, I think that a role that looks like it was really fun, that I loved the movie, and I love all of her work, was Salt. That mole, she kicked ass in that role. And she was, you know what's great about it is I could almost believe her pulling that off in real life. Like, you know, it was very, there was something wonderful about what she did in that it was of the same ilk of a female James Bond. And so that was, God, I think it'd be great to do something like that where you just kick some ass. Holy Mother of Mary Joseph. Kick ass. She kicked ass in that film. And that was enjoyable to me. And I'd love to do that. And I've only done a little bit of like fighting on camera, and I really enjoyed it. As a dancer, the choreography of it, I enjoy the dance of it. Running up on the walls and doing the kicks, fun, empowering.
And it looks cool.
And it looks like you feel cool.
They put a track of music over it, and you're a badass.
God.
When people ask me the hero question, I
Yeah.
mean, so many things come to mind. I mean, you know, my dad is one of my heroes. But I would never play him in a movie because what a pain in the ass movie that would be. There are a lot of people that, I mean, there are certain parts of my life. I mean, there are a lot of, people in the running world. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm a fairly invested runner. There are some people in the running world that have led very incredible lives. I mean, Terry Fox probably being one of the first ones that pops in my mind in Canadian history. Wayne Gretzky, I mean, that'd be a cool role to play. I mean, the hockey thing. I just, all these things pop in my mind, but I mean, it kind of came up just before we walked in, but this is not really the hero thing, but the role, going back to what you were saying, that I have a thing with vampires, and,
Oh my God.
and one of these days, someone's gonna say, here is your vampire role, and I'm gonna be like, if that's the last job I ever do, if somebody says, here's your vampire role, you can never act again, I'd be like, let's go, let's do this, let's make it a trilogy, and let's...
And you could develop a series like
Well,
Dexter, but you're a vampire. A serial killer.
And it's so funny because, I mean, so many times, like, again, just before we walked in, the Vampire Diaries came up, and I've been across that desk so many times, it's not even funny. But one of these days, I mean, you just, for some reason it sits in my head, in my heart, and it'll happen. But yeah, I won't play my dad anytime soon, so don't worry about that.
Definitely somebody's in the
Awesome.
fire, though. Yeah.
Hafsa might have to grow the hair back, though.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Oh, no.
No, short hair vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's,
As long as I got your guys.
vampire.
You can do that, vampire, like it's in your back pocket.
I don't know. There's so many things I would love to play. I mean, and Hero runs, really runs
Yeah,
the
gamut.
gamut, things. I would love to do some kind of an Indiana Jones-ish kind of thing. I always thought that would be amazing. That's like so, kind of that professor turn, because you get to sort of be the heady, sort of smart intellectual guy, but then also kind of goofy and kick-ass sort of thing.
That's awesome.
That's definitely in my kind of my realm. And maybe even like a Robert Langston, like I love those as well. And then I also feel like I don't know who it is, but somebody who's really fought for kind of freedom and change. And I'd have to think about what that would look like. But yeah. You go.
Many actors also do something like directing, or I read that you produce some things. Are you also interested in directing or doing something behind the camera?
All of us, you mean?
Yes, all of us. No.
Yes, definitely interested.
You first.
Definitely interested, and I'm not exactly sure what that looks like, so I'm sure that'll reveal itself. The thing I've really kind of dug into right now, as I was saying earlier, I wrote the first draft of this novel, and I'm just rereading it, and I'm really freaking excited as hell about it. I'm kind of blown away, and personally, I'm really like, well, this is really good. When you write that first draft, you think, oh,
Yes.
and I sat on it for a while, and so that's something that I'm actually really invested in right now.
Well, I wrote the play that ran off Broadway and was able to act in it and produce it, and that was a great experience. And it gave me the confidence to now write a feature script, which I want to direct, and I look forward to that, and just making sure the script's ready. And I think for me, I need to direct my writing. And I don't think everyone does, and I think sometimes it's not a good idea. But I think for me, I do, because I have a very specific style and something very specific in mind. And I think it's kind of like Woody Allen. You can't have someone else direct Woody Allen. Woody Allen knows exactly the tone of what he wants. And so for me, that's what I need to do with my next script. And I have support from people who have done it, a lot of it, and can help guide me to make sure I nail it. So.
Okay, 2 more minutes.
Okay, then I would ask, were you disappointed because you played so well and you weren't rewarded? No Emmys, no nothing?
God damn it!
That's away from you, because you deserve it.
Are you're mad for me?
No, not on you on that, because they didn't give you.
Oh. Well,
You
it's
deserve that.
funny because someone wrote on my Facebook page, they wrote there's apparently some show going in San Francisco that's based around a group of gay friends. And I guess one of the young men who's playing one of the roles, I can't remember his name, but he said, we're going to be the first of its kind. And it was sweet, and it's not the first of its kind. And there's some people on Facebook that were like, I can't believe he said that Queer as Folk was the first. And I thought, you know, whatever, maybe it is the first of sorts in a way, or who knows, you know. I think the reward that I got from Queer as Folk was really, you know, when we first came out, we didn't get any sponsor those years. Like, no one wanted to give us clothes or anything. And so first there was the show, and there was us hanging out, and then there were the fans, the people who came and loved the show. And so in the beginning, there was us, and there's also you. And I think that that is the reward of the show, is that people keep discovering it, and people keep falling in love with it, and it keeps helping people. And so to me, that's the great reward, is that it's a show that's affected a lot of people, and it's helped people. And there's no award that you could give me that could substitute that. I mean, that gift that you've touched people and you've helped them, because I know in the moments when I've needed help and other people have helped me, it's incredible. It's the best thing you can do in the world. And so, so we got, you know, noticed here, we didn't get noticed here. It doesn't matter.
I think the only thing about the awards aspect, because it's never really about that, but it's just about the idea that the nature of the subject matter, which is so amazing and beautiful, was kind of before its time in a way, and before, you know, it was setting the curve, and so people like critics and whatever, it was just too out there. We can't even acknowledge that. We can't even consider something like that. So that's the only aspect of it is the sense of legitimacy it might have given to let it permeate even more broadly. But it did exactly what it was supposed to do and continues to. I mean, that's what's kind of extraordinary about it, is the extent to which, I mean, it's the number of people here who have just found the show within the last year.
I had an 18-year-old boy come up to me and he's like, I saw every episode. And I said, when did you start watching it? And he said, I just watched it this year. And I sat and I watched everything within a week. And I said, how old are you? He said, 18. And he said, I was 5 years old when the show premiered. And I thought, oh my God, he was 5 years old when we were just taking our first steps on TV. And I thought, isn't it great that the show is helping this young boy, and it's going to help more people. And I think each generation, it'll kind of become this cult classic where each generation will discover it. And there's no substitute for that, you know?
It's having exactly the journey it's supposed to have.
Yeah. It's a beautiful journey.
And we all watch it all in one big package. We don't let it draw out or anything like that. It's so addicting.
That's the thing. People, you know, that was my experience. I remember when I first I watched the first season. When I first started, I was up all night, 2 nights in a row, watching the first season.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
I
we
was
did
like,
that.
holy shit! You know.
You can't stop. You can't stop.
It's true.
Awesome! Thank you guys.
You good?